Another great day at Hardesty's Meat and Deli. Dax, I think this is like your favorite spot to be.
I love eating lunch here. So once a month, maybe twice a week, maybe 3 times a week, I'm here. It's the best place in town.
It really is. It's right across from the campus, right up the road. $5 for any sandwich you want. You get out of here for cheap and you meet some of the greatest people on the planet, if I do say so myself. But we have some great people who we're going to introduce to you today. And Dax, Shawnee High School swim team is like the best in the state.
Yeah, maybe one of the best in the country.
In our country.
What our accolades have done and what Coach Val has built here with our kids, and not just in the pool, but in the classroom. You know, they just embrace what our community's about, and you win championships on the field, you also win them, you know, or in the pool, you also win them in the classroom. And I think we're at 3.9 team GPA this year, which is a highest of anybody on campus. So culture wins.
Well, and when you put the boys and the girls together, I don't think any school had a lower number in the state than Shawnee High School last year at the state championships. What a gift it is for us to be able to go right over to our own YMCA and see some of the best swimmers in the state 3, 4, 5 times this year. Or you can watch them right here on Shawnee CTV. Dax, I don't think you've spent much time in the pool.
No, I haven't. But I've been to a couple of meets, and I'll tell you, it's just the way they compete and the way they handle themselves is what we're about here at Shawnee.
Well, being about what we're about in Shawnee, the leader of that team, Valarie Colburn, you won't find any better.
Oh no, good as it gets. Just built this program from the ground up, and we're so excited. She's here leading our program, and what she does with her kids, and it's just, I mean, she's an example of what all of our coaches should strive to be.
Well, and you were a coach for a long time at the collegiate level, major collegiate level, and what I see in Valarie is I see a strongness and a sternness, but then also I see a compassion. But the number one thing in coaching, I believe, Dax, is consistency. And for more than 2 decades, she has led this program, and everybody who talks about Valarie who was under her tutelage, they have nothing but respectful words to say about Coach Colburn.
Yeah, I think you said it right. Consistency, it's a huge thing, and then just being with people, being able to lead our athletes, lead our students. That stuff just goes such a long way, and we're so blessed to have her. We hope she stays a long time. So we hope she continues to be leading our swimming program for a long time.
That's right. She's sitting right over there, Dax.
Yeah.
And you want to say those things, but when we talk about the kids, the number one thing I see is beyond school. It's the kids that have been out for 5 years or 10 years or even 15 years that worked alongside a great coach. They learned things from those coaches. And today we're privileged to bring to you 3 of the top swimmers in the state. And Dax, I get to go talk to a few of them. So we'll get Valarie ready to come on. And after we talk with some of those kids, we'll come back and talk with Coach Colburn. How about that?
Sounds good.
Harrison Discount Pharmacy is concerned about our overall well-being. The Labyrinth on St. Gregory's Abbey grounds. If you're stressed, a walk in the Labyrinth may help you feel better. Harrison Discount Pharmacy, a good neighbor pharmacy. Do you want an easy car buying experience? Castor Keys on Harrison. No hidden fees, no price gimmicks. Castor Key Auto Mart for a fair and convenient car buying experience.
This is Sean, Play It Again Sports. Be sure to bring in your used gloves, baseball, softball equipment, Proline iron sets, newer bag sets, just anything you have laying in the garage. You can get cash for your Christmas shopping. Play It Again Sports. We buy and sell new and used sports equipment.
Therman Lee, man, last year you were swimming so many freestyle strokes. You were a long distance swimmer. What came up? Now you're swimming the 100 and the 200?
So essentially, when I first joined the swim team, I was joining and I was good at the 500, so I replaced a swimmer named Brody Morris. And now that we have another swimmer, his name is Jackson Aller, he's up and coming in the 500, I can start to do more short distance stuff while he works on the 500.
You can excel now at the shorter distances, and that actually keeps you a bit fresher throughout all the meets, doesn't it?
It does. I'm used to swimming freestyle for most everything in high school, and not having to swim the 500 every meet, it definitely helps me out when I'm really tired.
360. Everything is going on all around us. They're going to be walking in front of us, possibly. But Therman, not only were you an up-and-comer, I think you were a record setter for the 500, 500.
I was. I believe it is my sophomore year at either Jinx or Edmond. I broke the record, the old record that Brody set for the 500. That was I think his was like 520 or something.
Sure.
And 518. I broke it with a 513, and then but last year I decreased it to a 508.
So, Brody, your record has basically been shattered now, 10 seconds low, but that's all right, because now it's up to Jackson to come through. And as a senior, how do you feel you've been able to mature to the point of leading the other swimmers like Jackson to become champions like yourself?
Well, through different job experience and life experience, I'd like to say I'd become a decent leader. And so I typically take the approach of don't get too serious. I like to joke around with people, make sure they're having fun in what they're doing.
Well, it's sure fun to be able to watch you. And in your experience so far this year, Therman, you're the only guy that we're going to be talking to in this show. How do you feel about the team? And how do you feel about your chances heading towards the second semester into the state championships?
I feel like the team is what it has always been, is a family. We get mad at each other, we get happy with each other, we cry with each other, all that good stuff. And our chances leading into state, I feel, are very good. We got some really good swimmers. They're starting to break records. They're starting to really motivate and push and pick up the pace, and I think we're going to take state again.
I love it. Therman Lee is a great example of our entire swim team. It's always fun, Therman, to hear the other announcers who know you much better than I do talk about you and talk a little bit about that for us, if you would, here in closing. Just what it means to be a part of the lineage of such a great team as SHS Swim.
SHS Swim has been going on for a good while now, as I understand it, and I feel a sense of pride because I have been here for a good while with all their records. They've broken, shattered, set. I just love to see how no matter what keeps going, everybody is almost always friends with everybody. And so the lineage, I think, I just get a sense of pride.
Very good. And talking about pride, you're also a 4-year member of the marching band. You're also excel in the classroom. It's just another privilege to be able to meet a gentleman like Therman Lee and to be able to introduce him to you, our audience. Therman, thanks a lot, man.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Nothing but greatness going into the future.
Thank you, sir.
I'm Zach Lowe, founder and service manager of 6L Mechanical.
6L can fix anything, no matter the size of the job. Zach Lowe is experienced, connected in the industry. Whether it's a service call or a complete install, one truck or 100, 6L is your independent, reliable answer for mechanical, systematic maintenance, repairs, and system upgrades. At 6L, we have the techs and the capacity to respond to your immediate needs. But even better, when you talk with us about anything dealing with your mechanical systems,
I'm Zach Lowe, and I'm the one you'll talk to.
6L has systems in place to guarantee you
we do the job right the first time.
McKayla Tinkle, senior swimmer for Shawnee High School State Championship girls swim team. McKayla, last year you had the experience of state at the swim meet. Talk about your team a little bit and about how it was to be a part of a state championship.
It was just an amazing feeling. Like, that team, I've been on multiple teams around the country, and this swim team is one of the most special teams you'll ever find. Like, everyone is so close together. We all are there for each other no matter what, not just in the pool, just in life. And it's just such an awesome team to be a part of. And then to just accomplish such a big accomplishment last year and coming right at it again this year, it's just an awesome team.
I would agree. Watching these girls grow up has been just a pleasure for us as a company. But McKayla, you swam and came midway through your high school career. You're from Minnesota. What's the differences that you noticed in your teams?
The biggest difference I've noticed would probably be just the size of the team. I had a team with like 40-something girls and a coach that none of us really got to know, but on the Shawnee swim team, there's only a few of us girls, and so it's just a lot more tighter of a community. And then Coach Val, I mean, she's her own level of amazing.
And Coach Val, last week, she let us know that you had a great loss in your family, had to do some traveling back to Minnesota. When you know that you're coming back to a family like you are with the Shawnee swim team, how does that support you in endeavors, even outside of swimming?
Like I said, they're all like my friends, and I can just talk to them about it, and they're all there for me. So even though I went through that great loss, like, all my friends are right here on the team. We got in the pool yesterday, and I felt better.
It's always awesome to have a support group around you. But McKayla, I know that you're one that likes to improve yourself on a day-by-day basis. I want to ask you, what do you think your strength as a swimmer is right now, and where is it that you need to improve so that when we come to the next state championship, you can excel even more?
I know that most of my strengths are butterfly and then just sprinting, but I really need to work on like underwaters and stuff like that, if you know what those are, and just having that stamina to get through an entire race without getting too tired.
That's so funny because you looked at me when you said underwaters, and immediately I was going, I don't know what that is. So now you're going to have to tell us, McKayla.
Underwaters are what you do. So you touch the wall and then you push off underwater, and you go faster under the water. And I got to work on going longer on those because I can go faster on them.
So the more you're underwater, the quicker your times. That's how you can improve on your time,
Yeah,
huh?
that's the only spot that I need to improve to drop major time on.
Very good. And also, as a senior, you've transitioned, from lower classman to now a leader. I noticed a lot of your leadership capabilities at our fifth quarters that we were able to have, and that was a lot of fun to get to know you and your friends. As a senior looking at the team this year, how do you feel about the team's preparation here early in the season, trying to move and doing the very hard endeavor of repeating as state champions?
Well, we've got all of us seniors are actually really awesome leaders, and so we're there supporting, and even during really hard sets, you've got the girls on the team encouraging each other and all sorts of stuff like that. So there's just a lot of like encouragement and leadership. That's good. We got it.
We got it. That's what I like to hear. McKayla, Tinkle, thank you very much for being with us. It's Sonic Good at all 4 of our Shawnee locations. Great food, great fun, the best hamburgers in town. Keeps everybody smiling. Parties or gatherings. There's room for everyone. It's always a good time. Sonic good time at our Shawnee Sonics.
On behalf of Bank First, I just want to say thank you so very much for being here. I tell you what, all the proceeds from tonight will go back to United Way of Potawatomi County. Go! Welcome to your finish line.
Clinic Pharmacy across from the hospital has something for you. Boutique items in Shawnee. You'll find something you like inside the Clinic Pharmacy. Okay, now we are with, and I say that because we've had some difficulties, but Natalie, it's kind of like your first year in swim. You're stepping up to the podium or they call them the blocks, to jump in for the first relay that you ever won a state championship. How did you feel before you stepped in, and then how did you feel after you swam?
Before, when we were on the blocks, we were very nervous because we knew we had like a chance, but we didn't want to like jinx it or anything. So we were very really had a lot of pressure on us at the time. But then when we finished, it was very exciting, and it didn't feel like real. It felt really surreal. So it was really crazy.
And I mention that because it seems like a blink of the eye. That's what a high school career is like. Now you're a senior, and you've not only got that state championship, you've got multiple state championships. How many medals do you have from the state championships, Natalie?
I don't know.
Let me just tell you that it's a lot, and she's got a lot of those golds, some silvers, and coming into this year as a senior, it's kind of bittersweet. Talk a little bit about your journey from freshman to where you are today.
I feel like it's very, like, it's developed me as a person, even though, because it gave me, like, a lot more, like, I don't know, like, mindset and, like, the reality of, like, growing up with, like, the team and everything. I'm, like, very, like, I don't want to, like, leave to go to college and everything, and it's going to be, like, really sad, but it's really, like, shaped who I am today and everything.
Well, I certainly understand that. When you find a group that you feel so in tune with, it is hard to leave. Talk about that, how you get along with your teammates, and how that family actually operates for you.
We're really, like, close and everything. In the past, like, couple years and, like, this year, we've, like, grown, like, to know each other and, like, just have each other's back through everything. And I feel like that's what really, like, made us achieve these, like, accomplishments, and something that I don't want to leave because I've been a part of this team, like, my whole life. And it's just something that's going to be, like, hard, and it's going to always be, like, a part of me, so.
So Natalie has been a state champion all 4 years of her high school career. Natalie, to have that kind of success, what do you think you did a bit differently than others, or what was the impact in your younger life that prepared you to be so successful in your high school athletic career?
I feel like having the self-discipline and, like, the determination throughout, like, even my younger years, and I've been, like, influenced by my coaches and my, like, teammates and I feel like I've carried that throughout, like, high school, and it's just even, like, grown even more. So I feel like that plays a big part.
Well, switching a little bit from athletics to academics, you guys are also academic state champions. How do you prepare for the classroom that you think allows you to excel there, just like you do in the pool?
I feel like our coaches have always put academics before swimming, because once we, like, leave, we can't, like, do swimming our rest of our life. So they've always put that first. So they've always made sure we, like, are on top of that, and we're always doing that way before we think about, like, swimming and everything.
When you're going into the pool this year as a senior, you've had great success, but there's always something that you can do to improve what you do in the pool. What is it that you're focused on this year that you want to accomplish prior to the end of the year, leading into the state championships?
Something that I really want to accomplish is just to completely, like, believe in myself that I can, like, accomplish anything I set my mind to, just because I've had, like, troubles with my mindset throughout, like, the years and everything. But it's, like, grown and, like, gotten a whole lot better, so.
It sure has. We have watched Natalie grow from just a freshman all the way to the senior, and it is so impressive, the entire growth of not only just you, but also your classmates. Thanks a lot for spending time with us, Natalie.
Thank you.
For over 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
We always ask for Action Physical Therapy, and we always recommend it to our friends. When we're in the orthopedic doctor's office, they always give us the option, well, you need physical therapy, do you have a choice of where you want to go? And we always ask for Action because we know Katie and Andy Landys, and we trust the service and the care that we're going to get there.
I asked for Action.
What a great group of kids, Dax. That's what this high school is all about.
Yeah, when you see those kids on a daily basis like that, and you get to see how just mature they are and how they handle themselves, it's, yeah, really proud of them, really proud of them.
Every single one of them, you notice, mentioned Coach Valarie Colburn. Coach, how long have you been doing this with Shawnee Swim, and how is it different now compared to when you started?
Are you talking just high school or why?
Well, let's start with the high school.
Okay, probably about 12, 13 years ago. I started out as the assistant coach, and then she left, and so they promoted me.
So with that first team, how many of those kids had you been coaching through the YMCA since they were 5 or 6 years old?
Probably most of them. Most of the high school team does start out on the Y team, which I'm thankful for, and because by the time they get to high school, they know my coaching style, they know the workouts, and they know everything. So,
Well, anybody who follows Shawnee Swim would recognize the name Piper McNeil. When you get a generational athlete like Piper coming up, what actually set her apart from her peers around the nation, really? What makes Piper so special as a swimmer?
she has a gift, and and of course a gift only takes you so far. You have to be willing to put the work in, and Piper has a goal in mind, and she's willing to work for that, and puts that gift to good work. So,
And having a goal in mind since you were a kid, that's what impresses me about the three that we talked to today, Valarie, is it seems like every one of them is willing to put in the work.
yes, they are. I mean, I'm blessed with a good group of kids. They're willing to put the work in, and I have to say this about swimmers: I admire them, because it is not easy. I've played a lot of sports, and swimming is by far the hardest, in my opinion. But I admire them, the hard work that they come in every day and put forth that effort and do what I ask of them.
So Dax, do you have that cheat sheet ready? Do you have it somewhere on your beam?
No, I memorized it. I'm
So
good.
tell us a little bit about each one of these kids. That's just impressive.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you first, whoever promoted her to the head coach, whoever the AD was at that time, I want to give him kudos. That was a good move, Coach. That was a good move, making you the head coach of our program. But yeah, just going through them, just talking to Therman a little bit about, he's interested in the ROTC, trying to get on the military side and trying to make a career out of that, which I thought was really cool. I know Natalie's gotten recruited by some schools. She's been on some visits and wants to make swim part of her collegiate. And McKayla coming from Minnesota and coming down here to this warm weather climate that we have down here, and just kind of seeing how they handle themselves, and just they're students first. They're in the pool, but they're also just being around them out here. You just see what kind of citizens they are. They're a great brand of Shawnee High School. It all starts at the top, and with Coach Val and the way she runs her program, you can kind of see it through her athletes, and they're really proud of their swim program, and so are we.
And so am I, to be able to do what I do with kids like this and with professionals like this. Val, each one of them talked about how important academics is in what you stress. Talk a little bit about that for kids who might not understand that yet.
Well, I'm a firm believer of an education. Even like what I even said to my girls, when they come out of school, and it doesn't necessarily have to be college, if they have a trade, something that they come out of there, they have a career when they leave school. That's what I want for them. I want them to have a career.
Well, and I remember one of the most standout swimmers before this generation of swimmers came was your daughter, Tatum.
Yes.
How is Tatum doing, and can we give a shout out to Tatum and her family, I guess?
She's doing well. She's in her second year of residency. She is a pediatric doctor. She's up in Illinois enjoying the cold weather. So, yeah, I'm pretty proud of her. And she went, all three of my girls graduated from Shawnee High School, and I'm very proud of all three of them. Tatum swam and played volleyball, and she'll tell you that, some of the best years of her lives. So.
Well, and I used to have a different opinion, but now Illinois is pretty good because our old YMCA director, Brandon Bell, is right up there. Maybe they could hook up, but
they're not that far from each other. Tatum's in Peoria, and Brandon is, where is that
Edwardsville.
at? Okay.
So it's pretty close, but talk about that because you have had a long-standing relationship with our Shawnee Family YMCA. How important is that to have collaborative community partnerships like that to help our kids?
Well, we're very blessed that the Y lets us practice there, and I'm blessed, because there are some Ys out there that stopped their Y swim programs, and ours has not. So, like I said, most of our kids come from the Y team, and so they start. I've had Therman since he was 4 years old, and when he first started swimming, they thought he was drowning. So, and just see what he has, accomplished, and all of them, I've had Natalie forever too. Piper started out there, so that tells you, what can happen at the YMCA and how fortunate that we have that program there.
Well, Dax, I think you would agree. We are fortunate when we can grab a coach like this person sitting right next to us.
Yeah, we're really fortunate, but I think when their athletes speak about the coaches and the way that they talk about Coach Val, I think that tells you a lot, because students they're real. They're going to tell you the truth, and the way they speak about her, and they speak with such confidence, and that starts with her believing in them as well and putting in that work ethic. And it's just culture wins. I say that all the time. And our swimming program has as good a culture as anybody in the state, maybe in the country. And again, it starts at the top, but it goes down to these kids too. We're just extremely excited. And Coach, why don't you tell us a little bit about your schedule coming up, just so some of the people that may not know exactly, when the meets are and kind of, time-wise.
Well, next week is a big week for us. We have another home meet Tuesday, and then Saturday we go to the Edmond Invitational. And then after that, I think we host, we have the Yukon Invitational coming up, and also I think Carl Albert before Christmas time. So we have a busy schedule before Christmas time.
Yeah, that's a lot for the kids, and we've been privileged over the last 2 weeks to be able to hang out with this crowd. What a gift it is, again, to do what we do, and it's a gift always, Valarie, to spend some time with you. Dax and I will be back in just a second as we talk about some of the other sports leading into the Christmas break. You're watching Shawnee CTV, where together we're building community, one season at a time. For 25 years, Eric's has served you and your family for all your prescription needs. Eric and his staff love the community and love seeing you in the store conveniently located on North Kickapoo. Make your day brighter by visiting Eric's today. Hardesty Meats.
A real honest-to-God butcher shop since 1932.
Pure quality.
This is absolute best place to get meat.
I'm so lucky to have found this spot.
Hardesty Meats, new location. Man, Dax, knocking it out of the park again. The Shawnee swim team, we saw them blast the competition. I don't think there was a race we didn't win.
No, we're at the top in every category, boys and girls, and we go to those meets and we know we're going to have a chance to finish in the top in all of our events, and it's just it's a great feeling walking into the pool knowing you got a chance to win every night.
Well, Valarie got up saying, I needed to mention Mary Sue and Bob McNeil, because Bob has really come on in the last 6 or 7 years, and he's served as assistant coach right there next to Valarie.
Yeah, and he's also done a great job just inside the walls of the high school. He's been subbing for us and helping out some other areas and running a couple study halls for us. We see him every day. Obviously, the apple don't fall too far from the tree, seeing Piper and seeing Mary and seeing Bob and the kind of people they are, and it all kind of goes together. But yeah, big shout out to Coach McNeil and what he's been able to bring, because without good assistance, I've been a head coach, without good assistance, it's hard to do your job.
It really is, and I bring that up again to talk about the collaborative nature of what our school system can become. Bob retired, he was an entrepreneur, successful, was able to go on and do and have a little bit of extra time, and he decided to feed it back into the school system. Talk about that a little bit, Dax, in the sense of how can people get involved with Shawnee High School sports or the school system as a whole and help out?
Yeah, I mean, Shawnee, you said it all the time. Shawnee, sports is the best entertainment. What you're saying that you?
No, I say
don't put you on the spot.
High school sports, the best entertainment value anywhere,
and just being visible and being able to be around is something that all these kids appreciate. I know our administrators and our teachers feel the same way. And when you get involved in something like Shawnee High School and Shawnee athletics, like Coach McNeil, he's got a little skin in the game, and seeing those athletes go on down the road 5-10 years from now and seeing them be successful, it makes a big deal. It makes you feel good,
It really does, and being able to help or being able to just address the kids like adults, it's a wonderful, wonderful gift that our community can sow into the lives of our future.
Yeah, and being from here myself, seeing all these people and around the community, they are really appreciative of Shawnee athletics and what it's brought to this town and this community. And when your academics are good, your athletics are good, your activities are good, it all kind of intertwines, and success breeds success. And it's swim's a great example of that.
They are, and coming up now over the next few weeks, you can be watching out. We've got Shawnee High School basketball kicking off, boys and girls. That's going to be on the 29th
against El Reno, Tuesday, a week from today.
And then they have 3 or 4 home games prior to Christmas, so check that out. And then also Shawnee High School wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling. Actually, tomorrow's their first tournament. They're on the road. Coach McCune and his group, they've been doing a great job. I've been in there watching them a little bit. Those wrestlers are tough. They're getting after it. It's hot in there. They keep that thing like 85 degrees, so you're sweating while you're in there. But our basketball team's both scrimmaging today. We were just over there watching Coach Wells against Bing, and then Coach Littleton's scrimmaging Bing in North Rock Creek later on today. We got middle school basketball that's already started. We got middle school wrestling that's coming, obviously with our swim program. So it's a busy time, but it's exciting. getting to watch our kids compete.
It is exciting. We're excited to bring to you. We have 5 generations of Shawnee wrestling coaches, interviewed each one of them, put them together. That was a student-led project. We're going to bring that to you on the opening night of wrestling this year. Dax, as always, thanks for coming to Hardesty.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
What a
man.
gift.
Thanks.
Grady, Scott, the whole crew. It's the best meet in town, but it's also the best people. Come on in and enjoy yourself.
Go Wolves.
That too.